Madam Speaker, the Parliamentary Budget Officer pegged the cost of the Prime Minister's illegal border crossing crisis at a staggering $1.1 billion. Today, Quebec confirmed that the crisis has cost its taxpayers $300 million since last year. This is in addition to the $200 million Ontario is demanding to cover their costs, cost estimates that the PBO concluded are completely reasonable. Why has the Prime Minister failed to take concrete action to end this crisis by not closing the loophole of the Safe Third Country Agreement?
The Honourable Minister of Border Security and Organised Crime Reduction.
The member ought to know the Safe Third Country Agreement is a bilateral agreement between ourselves and the United States. There have been ongoing discussions between our two governments with respect to improving and enhancing the existing agreement. And while those discussions take place, we can maintain our commitment to ensure the Canadian law is upheld, the security of the country is maintained, and that we are working closely with the provinces that are impacted by this influx. And I also want to acknowledge the excellent work done in the City of Montreal and the City of Toronto by their officials.
The member for Barrie-Innisfil.
Well, what the minister ought to know is that this is a problem that his government created. It's not fair that taxpayers in Ontario and Quebec must foot the bill for a crisis their governments didn't create and don't have the power to fix. It's not fair that the crisis is causing years-long and processing delays at the Immigration and Refugee Board for the world's most vulnerable, who are fleeing violence and persecution, but who choose to enter Canada legally. When will the Prime Minister take action to restore fairness and order to Canada's asylum system that he has broken?
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, I simply point out that there is a global migration of literally tens of millions of people who are fleeing war and persecution around the world, and every country is being impacted by this, Madam Speaker. And in addition, the suggestion that a tweet has impacted an international phenomenon is, quite frankly, absurd. I would encourage the member to perhaps become better informed of this issue around the world.
A member for Barrie-Innisfil.
Last time we checked, Madam Speaker, there wasn't a war going on in upstate New York. This is a failure of epic proportions, a social and financial debacle that is damaging Canada's reputation as safe refuge for the world's most vulnerable, with a fair, compassionate, orderly, and legal immigration and refugee system. The Prime Minister needs to fix this mess he's created. But in the meantime, he can't keep downloading the cost of illegal border crossers onto the provinces. When will the Prime Minister finally take some responsibility? Why should the taxpayers of Ontario and Quebec pay for his crisis?
The Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, let me tell you what we will not do. We will not do what the Conservatives did during their tenure when 230,000 people came to this country seeking asylum. And what did they do, Madam Speaker? They cut the budget of CBSA and they cut the budget of those agencies and departments responsible for managing this migration. And then, Madam Speaker, they went a step further. They cut health care for those same individuals, for those families and for those and for their children. A move that our courts described as cruel and unusual.